Hello everyone. My name is Danny. I'm from MT and I'll be reading Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Meltdown. Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Meltdown by Jeff Kinney. The Meltdown is book 13. Today, January, Monday. Everybody in my neighborhood is outside today, enjoying the warm weather and sunshine. Well, everyone except me. It's kind of hard to enjoy a heat wave when it's in the middle of the winter. People are calling this wacky weather, but it just doesn't feel right. Maybe I'm old fashioned, but I think it should be cold in the winter and hot in the summer. I've heard the whole planet is warming up and that human beings are the reason. But don't blame me, because I just got here. If the world is getting hotter, I just hope it doesn't happen too fast. Because if things keep up at this rate, I'll be riding a camel to high school. They say that the ice caps are melting and the sea is rising. So I've been trying to convince Mom and Dad to buy a house higher up our hill. But they just don't seem that concerned. It makes me kind of nervous that I'm the only one in my family worried about this stuff. Because if we don't do something about the situation, soon we're going to wish we did. Boink. It's not just the rising sea levels I'm nervous about. Those ice caps have been around for millions of years, and there could be things buried inside of them that should stay that way. Crack, sploofs. I saw a movie about cavemen who got frozen in ice, and when it melted thousands of years later, he was still alive. I don't know if that kind of thing could happen in real life, but if they are unfrozen cavemen walking around these days, the night janitor at my school might be one of them. Slop. If we do figure out a way out of the climate mess, it's probably going to be someone from my generation to solve it. So that's why I'm always nice to the smart kids, because they're the ones going to save our butts. Nerd dumb. Whatever the answer is, I guarantee you, technology is going to be the key. Grown-ups are always saying that too much technology can be bad for kids, but I say the more the better. In fact, as soon as I can afford one of those high-tech toilets that learns all your habits, I'm going to get the most expensive model. Hello, Gregory. I've been waiting for you. Whoa. Some people worried that one day we'll lose control of all our technology and robots will take over. Well, if that happens, I'm going to make sure I'm on their side. I've actually been preparing for when the robots take over by sucking up the appliance in my house. You're looking good today. Did you just get cleaned? So when there's a giant robot/human war in the future, I'll be patting myself on the back for thinking ahead. My brother Roderick says that in the future, people will have robot body parts and we'll all be cyborgs. Well, I hope that I hope I don't have to wait too long for that. Till I could buy myself a pair of robot legs. I could get a half hour of extra sleep each morning. Where I guess we don't really know what's going to happen in the future. And you could drive yourself crazy worrying about it. Even if we knew even if we solve all the problems we have right now, some new things will come along and then we'll deal with that. I've read that what happened with the dinosaurs, they were riding high for a couple 100 million years, and then an asteroid came out and wiped them all out. That's the crazy thing, that cockroaches were around back then, but somehow they survived, and they'll probably be here after we're gone too. Personally, I think cockroaches are disgusting, but they must be doing something right. Smack. Speaking of survival right now, I'm just trying to get through middle school, and the last few days haven't been all great. Even though it's warm outside, the thermostat at school still thinks it's winter. The furnace is on full blast all day, which makes it hard to concentrate in class. And it's worse in the cafeteria, where there aren't any windows you can get open to some fresh air. Fan, glug, glug, sploose. The heat has been frying my brain, and I've been forgetting when my assignments are due. I forgot a really big one today, which was my country project for the International Showcase. Back in November, everyone had to do country to do a report on. I picked Italy because I'm a huge pizza fan. Turns out Italy was a really popular choice. But my social studies teacher had to do a random drawing to decide who got it, and she chose Dennis Tracton, which isn't really fair because he's lactose intolerant and can't even eat cheese. Woohoo! So the teacher assigned me to Malta, which I didn't even know was a country. Anyway, that was 2 months back, and I didn't give my country project a second thought until today. The only reason I remembered because everyone was because when I got to school, everyone was wearing weird clothes. I should have realized it was International Showcase Day when my friend Rolly came to get me for school wearing a crazy getup. But he's always doing strange things, so I barely noticed. In the homeroom, I took a look at Rolly project to see how much work was involved. And that's when I started to panic. His report looked like a ton of time, and it was all pretty obvious that his parents helped him with it. Of course, Rolly had been to the country it was assigned to. So I'm sure that made it a lot easier. England, money, transportation, jolly old England. Location, climate, history. I want Rolly to be a pal and switch countries with me, but he's kind of selfish and wouldn't go for it. That meant I was on my own, and I only had a few hours to do my whole project from scratch, and I didn't know where I was going to find a trifold late in this game. That's when I remembered I had a trifold in my locker. I started my country project the day it was aside so I can get ahead for things at once. When I pulled it out to see how far I've gotten, I was pretty disappointed. Mysterious mom. This project was 50% of my social science grade. I was pretty desperate. I tried getting help from my classmates, but that did remind me I need to get some smarter friends. Any of you guys know where Malta is? In your butt, ha ha. I did indoors for research to work on my project. I didn't have time to go down to the library for research. So I had to do a lot of guessing. The only thing I felt pretty sure was about Malta was near Russia. But I was pretty shaky on everything else. Location, somewhere near Russia. Transportation, mysterious Malta. Climate, currency, Malta fact. Malta has the same number of letters in budge. No United States presidents were born in Malta. Once I finished filling out my trifold, I started to work on other stuff. We were supposed to wear our country's national traditional dress for the international showcase. So I went to my way to lunch, and then I picked out some clothes from the lost and found in front of the principal's office. Luckily, there was a few decent items in the box. I put together an outfit that looked pretty convincing. Everyone was supposed to be in a traditional meal too. At lunch, I bought as many items as I could afford and threw something together that seemed like it might have come from another country: meatloaf, hot dog, asparagus. The international showcase was during the last period when I set up my project in the gym. I was actually feeling pretty good about this, but I wish I got assigned to a country that wore lighter clothes because the furnace was still on full blast. The heater was getting to some other kids too, and the temper started to flare. At one point, Brazil and Bulgaria got in a fight over table space, and a teacher had to come and break it up. Kids came from the elementary school to check out our projects and ask questions, but I had to do the to get the move along was pretend I only spoke motifs. How many people live in your country? Kue? After the parents started arrive, luckily mine couldn't come because dad was at work and mom was at her college. But stuff hit in my grade has a mom and dad who was actually from Malta, which was really bad luck for me. I thought they were going to report me to my teacher, and I was ready to make a run for it. But something happened and got me off the hook. The fight between Brazil and Bulgaria flared up and spilled over the C&D countries. And before long, the whole gym was at war. Luckily, the bell rang, and school got dismissed before anyone got seriously hurt. But the whole situation doesn't give me a lot of hope for world peace. And this is chapter 2, which I'll read in the next video. Thank you for listening to this video. Bye-bye.